Mankind has always been challenged by frontiers. And the challenge today is out there.
Hello, Crossroads High School. Welcome to Mount Wilson Observatory. How you doing tonight?
We're doing good.
Well, we're all set for you to dial in and make link up with the TIE program.
It's 8:30 p.m.
You ready to salute?
and the students at Crossroads School in Santa Monica, California, have returned for their astronomy course.
Looks like you've made link up with the telescope and the camera, the CCD camera, so we're all set for you to go ahead.
Astronomy, in its most rudimentary form, is perhaps the most accessible of sciences, since it requires no more than the naked eye and the night sky. In its more advanced form, it has remained the province of professionals. That is until Rolex Laureate Gilbert Clark, an engineer from the famous Caltech Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, introduced his Telescopes in Education, or TIE, program. It's a project that allows students of all ages the chance to operate research telescopes from anywhere in the world via electronic camera, remote control and software innovations by simply pressing a few keys on their computers.
The reason this is so important to children is that it offers them something that they can use their imagination with. They can actually get into real hands-on research.
It was years spent as a Boy Scout leader that made Clark fully appreciate children's fascination with the stars, and it prompted him to launch his science education program. But first, he needed a professional telescope. In 1993, he found one, a 24-inch telescope located at the Mount Wilson Observatory in Los Angeles. It had a distinguished history, but after decades of use, it had been dismantled.
It was in very bad shape. The telescope tube itself had holes in it. The mechanisms were all covered with rust, and we couldn't find the mirror for several hours.
Clark, a 20-year Navy veteran with a background in engineering and computer studies, was well equipped for the job ahead. And with funding from NASA and help from volunteers, the telescope was soon restored. Fitted with a charge-coupled device camera and modified to operate by remote control, the first professional telescope in the TIE program went online. Within a year, a dozen more telescopes are expected to be added to the network, including a 34-meter radio telescope from NASA. For now, though, operator Steve Golden prepares for a long night ahead, linking students to the telescope.
And let's go ahead and slew to your first object, please.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
You can't really see the tail on that one, though.
That's a comet?
Yeah.
That's it. Could you go back to that so I can copy it down?
Gil's project is actually geared towards students doing real science.
Like its tail will be like backwards.
You've got a 24-inch telescope on Mount Wilson. Mount Wilson was actually selected as a site for an astronomical observatory, as one of the better sites in the whole United States. The idea that a student is using a research-grade telescope on Mount Wilson opens up whole historical avenues. Hubble was at Mount Wilson when he discovered the expanding universe. As a teaching tool, it's just phenomenal.
This telescope will provide them with the tool to make many discoveries. They have the opportunity to discover asteroids and comets and supernova, to be able to see things that people have not looked for before.
With this innovative research tool, the students of Crossroads School have had amazing results. They have discovered a variable star, a star which varies in brightness. It's unprecedented for high school students to make such a major scientific discovery.
We had been just taking pictures of the star, and for a while we had not known that we weren't sure if this was a variable star. And finally we had enough data to plot a light curve, and when we saw the magnitudes lowering and raising, it was just amazing.
Students at more than 85 schools on 4 continents are currently using TIE, and telescope time is fully booked months ahead. But with new telescopes coming into the network and prospects of making them accessible through the internet, the opportunities are endless.
This telescope is very good for countries on the other side of the world because when it's nighttime here, it's daytime there. When we go into operation with telescopes in Australia and Russia, we're looking at benefiting in the same way here in America.
The TIE project has so far been supported by private donations and a grant from NASA, but funds from the Rolex Awards should generate worldwide exposure.
The greater benefit than just the Rolex Award is the prestige that comes along with it. And I believe this will bring a lot of credibility for our operation to the foundations that are going to have to support us in the future.